Man, what do
What do
you
you
hate?
hate? Yeah, 10 seconds, y'all. 10 seconds.
So you all got the same pet peeve? I can't stand anybody walking on the back of my shoes. I can't stand it. Well, today we are thrilled to welcome Mariah Janice Fair, better known as her pen name Modi G. She is an accomplished author, poet, and entrepreneur, as well as a passionate advocate for mental health and community empowerment. Mariah's mission is to uplift under-resourced communities through emotional intelligence, and her first novel, Some Women Prefer Hell, speaks to the power of self-awareness and resilience. As the founder of
I'm like
Soulful,
cold. Wait a
all right,
minute.
she got no code, it's just her. As the founder of Soulful Chicago, a members only lounge and event space in Pilsen, she created a safe, welcoming space for Chicago's Black and Brown community. Soulful has just celebrated its 3-year anniversary, and Mariah Fair is here to share what's next on the journey and her message to embrace authenticity. We want to give a big round of applause.
Hey, mama.
I like that, Janice. Go ahead.
Threw me off too, right?
I know.
Well, there has to be some reason you're Modi G.
I know, right?
Right?
Exactly.
So, first of all, congratulations on 3 years. You know, most business people don't make it to the first year.
Yes.
So you have done what most have not. So that's a big, huge accomplishment.
Oh,
So
glory be
3
to God.
years. All yes, but God. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how did you first find your voice as an author and a poet?
I had so many things going on in my mind, and I couldn't figure out how to get it out. And I began writing. The things that I was going through was so monumental and traumatic that once I started to pen it, it started to feel as though I was releasing. And I continued and I continued, and I found my voice through being truthful, being authentic. And I wanted to make sure that I could share that with other people so that they could find their truth and their freedom through their authenticity.
Yeah, that's like a tongue twister.
I love it. I love it. So you're the heiress to this great magnanimous daycare empire, and at one point you were running it and in the succession line, and you said scrap that. I don't want to do this. I want to do my own thing. So what inspired you really to transition from running a family daycare business to writing and community advocacy?
Well, my mom was so passionate about what she did, and I wanted to find the same passion. And so, writing and books and mental health and just emotional intelligence gave me that same passion that she had for childcare. And I was like, oh, yep, I got to do this then. And so, that's how I got into that.
She's saying passion, but she said, "Mom, you're a beast." So your book, some women prefer hell. It's a powerful theme, and everyone who hears even just the title is enticed to go and read the book. So, what inspired the story, and what message do you hope readers take from it? And also, I understand that there might be a new book on the horizon.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Well, what inspired it was my terrible choices. I kept choosing hell, and the women around me were doing the same thing. And so my first book was just a testament to the wrong choices. There is no healing in that book. It's literally just laying out what not to do. And so the second book, it has been 5 years. Actually, it's been 6 now. And so the second book is laying out the traumas and also a resolution to the trauma so that you're not just stuck there.
I love it. I love it. Well, since I've known you, I've seen a great, not 360, 180.
Yes.
You turn and you turn for better, right? And now you're helping other people. So emotional intelligence is central to your work. Can you explain what it means to you and why it's so important?
I believe that our emotions run majority of our lives. And I think that the lack of knowing what our emotions do run us into a very traumatic situation. I think that knowing where our emotions come from, how to manage them, and how to use them to our advantage is going to save us as a people. And my mission is for Black and Brown people, and so save us as Black and Brown people.
Well, so soulful. First of all, that is a great mission because there are not enough saviors out here for the us's in the world.
Us's.
For the us's. But soulful is celebrating its third year anniversary. So, what was your original vision for the space, and how has it evolved over these 3 years?
My original vision was a mental health book lounge, and I remember telling my mom, and she said, yeah, that's not gonna work." And so we added a cafe to it, and then Soulful actually transitioned on its own, and I had to keep up with it. It has a heartbeat, and the members of Soulful, before I even coined it as a members only, they just showed me how exclusivity would help them and aid them in their endeavors and their goals and their mission to be
Heal.
emotionally intelligent, and heal.
Wow, I love it. Now, you know what? I know I speak for you as well that when you walk in soulful, it gives you a peace that is only the same peace as the Lord, like literally. And it's not religious, it's just peace. So when you ask Modi, what are you selling? She says,
I'm selling peace.
And it is one of the most amazing spaces when you walk in, like Tammy said. And I'm saying it because I'm not her mom or daddy. I'm just an outsider that visits, that come to events, that shop and eat and have coffee from time to time. It is done with the utmost. Oh, I can't even think of a word to describe this space. Excellent. Excuse me, I got this.
Well, I was just helping you think of it.
Excellence and precision, but it's just I wanted the people to know that you're speechless when you walk in this space, like I was. That was the point.
Well, she said it's not religious, and it's not religious, but it's very spiritual. God is all up and through there. So I can't take any of the glory for that. He did that, and he showed me where and what to do. So
I love it. So 3 years. What are you most excited about? What's your favorite memory in the last 3 years?
My favorite memory is always changing the space. I do that all day, every day, and my customers love that because they get to see a different space. They get to feel new energy, and that's what keeps me going, keeps me going back.
So membership only. Now you're running a special for the month of November for those of people who are looking for an event space. Of course, Soulful is a beautifully decorated, beautifully appointed space.
Yes.
And what are the specials that you're running?
So we rent out our space normally for $1,000, but this month we're doing specials for $500, and it's for holiday parties, meetings, book clubs, whatever it is that your heart desires. But they have to align with Soulful's mission.
Do they have repass?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the same.
So no rough parties.
Absolutely not. No rah-rah.
I was gonna say, guys' night. Don't book Soulful. Don't bring
Guys'
it.
night, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking ladies and dancing and all that. Yeah, no, not in Soulful. Look, I had to say it nice because Jarrell be on it. But let's talk about what that $500 entails, though. How many hours? How many people can they fit in the space?
So you get 4 hours, but you also have an hour to set up and an hour to take down. So essentially, you get 6 hours in the space. We have beautiful plush furniture that you get access to. We have folding chairs. We have staff. We have bar access that you can utilize for whatever it is that you need. We have energy, we got vibes, we got all types of stuff.
Yeah, right. That's what set this event space apart, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So $500, 6 hours is a Latricia owns the event space. She like that's a good deal.
It's a great deal, yes. And I want to say I visited we visited your space, and just the decorations on the wall is just different. I was amazed. I said, "Who did this?" And I think you
I did. Yep.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
So if somebody wants to take part of this only November special, how do they book, and do they have to use it right away? Can I pay in November and use it in May? How does that work? No.
You can pay in November and use it in November or December,
Okay, so 2024. How do they book it?
www.soulfulchicago.com.
One more time and spell that out.
www.soulfulchicago.com.
All right. Well, Modi, we are so proud of you and the things that Soulful Chicago is not only given to Pilsen, but to the community at large. People come from out of town to come to Soulful. And the one thing that I can say that really has me in awe, because I've never achieved it, but 5 stars ever since you've had one customer. I mean, literally, you're doing something right.
Thank you. Yeah, we don't play.
Shirley had a question.
I just want to clarify that because when you spelled it out, I got the website. So it's not so full. It's so food. It's so full.
Oh,
my
yes.
soul is full.
Yes.
Thank
you for that.
Yes, thank you.
Well, listen, if you want your soul to be full, you go to soulful.com, soulfulchicago.com. Take a part. Listen, if you got a Christmas party, you want to do a business meeting, you want to honor some of your clients with a special event, $500 sound like a good deal to me.
That sounds like 2% money.
Make sure you connect with Mariah Fair. We're praying 3 times 3,000 more years of Soulful being open, and that the next generation of fair women will want to leave one of these great empires because they'll have 2 to choose from. Listen, believers, Mariah is a testament to how when you put your faith in God, he will give you the victory through every trial or tribulation on the mountaintop or in the valley. Listen, it's Kirk Franklin. Victory right here on the Brunch Bunch.
Woo-hoo. Excellent segment.
Yes.
Y'all ask
So it's
questions
decorated
fast.
differently than
Really?
The song just said just got laid off.
Every day.
And I was like,
Mom,
"Oh,
look at what is going on now.
what is going on?"
I'm like, Rudy,
Something
you
in
have
the
a
air,
basement
man.
So-
you can store your stuff.
Well, the baby
1 minute,
decorated
30
now,
minutes.
too, so.
Yeah, you came in. You was
Yeah.
like, you get the recording with Gina. She was like, no. He was like, you
Oh,
was late. I was like,
Reggie said
you
great
words like
interview.
late. On
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
like, wait a minute.
So
I'm like,
Mariah,
look, I'm gonna say, what y'all been doing for 30 minutes?
It's like, I'm late. You didn't say late.
Fast questions. You're great.
Not today.
Not
today.
He's so funny. He's so funny. So, guys, your exclusive topic online today is if you have a pet peeve. It's a bunch of pet peeves swirling around this studio today. But if you have a pet peeve, I want to know about it. Like, if someone moves your comb out of your room, out of your drawer, does that really like bug you? What sends you off?
Touching my stuff.
It does touching your stuff.
Touching my
Y'all
stuff.
got a bunch of pet peeves. I told you got a bunch
They
of pet
need
peeves.
therapy.
My stuff, my face.
I've
Don't
heard
touch
you
my
say,
face.
"Don't touch my stuff." That's definitely a pet peeve of yours too.
What? I say it differently though.
Yeah.
Don't act like you
don't
don't
eat
got
in
a whole
my
bunch of
bed.
pet peeves.
Huh?
Don't eat in my bed.
Don't eat in your bed.
Don't eat in my
Oh,
bed. Don't
let
bring
me-
McDonald's in my bed.
Wrap this up
I'll
for me,
smack
Jarrell.
McDonald's in my bed. I'll
Mariah
smack
won't let you
McDonald's in my
even
bed.
get it. Mom, you got your street clothes on?
Oh my
Are you
God.
trying to get on my bed? So
30
you do have
seconds,
some
we
pet
hot.
peeves.
I'm about to get a chicken Big Mac today.
Not no.
I gotta work.
I'll be
out.
nice.
No, you don't. Mom,
That's because I tell you all
Are you
the time.
serious?
Oh, she got pet peeves.
Oh.
what's up, Nicole?
I don't have many in my house.
You don't have many pet
Not
peeves?
not in my
How many
house.
pets?
Like pet or pet peeves.
15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, I don't get bothered by people in my, because if I'm letting you in my space, I mean, but I don't have people coming over doing crazy stuff either.
I don't
Now-
like people asking me a bunch of questions serially either.
Nah, I don't
And
like nobody
don't
talking to me
let-
first thing in the morning with a
ask
bunch of
me-
questions.
Don't ask me a bunch of questions and don't give me a chance to answer them.
People not
Yeah.
answering their
Four.
phone.
Smacking.
Three,
Shut up. He just wanted you to look at me.
one. Y'all ready?
He's messy.
I love it.
One.
You're rocking with the Brush Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. And we're talking about pet peeves behind the scenes. And one of my pet peeves is when people try to throw you under the bus, Adam. Listen, it is Money Monday. And you know what? When I first joined the Brunch Bunch, I must say this, Shirley, because we are hot. The mic's on. When I used to have gloomy days 8 years ago, Tamara would always say, take that sunshine out of take that rainbow out your pocket and dance in the rain. And you know what? You got to make sure you connected with good people, because I was having a blah morning, but I knew if I could just get here to the Brunch Bunch, the day would be made better. And it's because of all of you beautiful people in this studio. Listen, so we're having a great day. It is Money Monday. We talk entrepreneurship and how 3 years in business is no easy feat, generational wealth. But now we have Shirley and Latricia from L&S Development who are talking all things building generational wealth.
And there is a pathway to generational wealth There's a pathway to entrepreneurship, and it is through owning real estate, or at least that's one way. That's one way that we've been very successful on this show through the talents of both Shirley and Latricia to get people into homes, start building equity, pull out that equity. If you have a dream to open up a business, here's your money. That's your seed money right there.
Definitely. This is Latricia May. I am so happy to be here today and just listening to this beautiful younger fair. What's her first name? I'm sorry.
Modi.
Modi. Okay,
She's a
Modi.
younger fair.
Right.
I love it.
You like twins. You're two beautiful
Oh,
ladies.
so
And just
sweet.
to think about how I know you were an inspiration for her. You know, you inspired your daughter to, start be great. So you out there listening, you want to inspire the generations before you to be great. How can you do that? You can do it through owning a daycare. You can do it through owning an event space, or you can do it. Number one is owning real estate. You want to see your kids to you investing in yourselves. Renting, you are not investing in yourself. We want you to discover the power within. And for me, that started with real estate. Thank you to my wonderful godmom, Miss Shirley Fields.
Woohoo!
And when I say, go ahead and introduce us and talk about.
My name is Shirley Fields, and I am a realtor with Fields Realty. And yes, indeed, the first step to building wealth is usually most successful people started their journey through real estate.
Well, you know what? I love the fact that we are now. Well, how long have you all been on the show? About 3 years now, right?
I think it's longer than
Longer than 3 years. Well, long enough to put hundreds of people into home ownership.
Yes.
Long enough to tell people that fear, that false evidence appearing real, is a myth, and dispel that misnomer and do it scared if you have to.
Yes, and speaking of pulling out the equity, there's so many of our listeners, you'd be so surprised, who still have 6% interest rate. Thankfully, they've been calling that number, and I've been getting them into a lower interest rate. And speaking of equity, it's so many that want to pull out the equity. They want to pay down their bills. There's a lot of people drowning in debt. So you don't have to drown in debt. Pull out some equity, pay down that debt, bring your monthly payment down. Those that's you paying a mortgage, you paying a car payment, you're paying like 4 to 5 credit cards. You don't have to drown in that. There's a way we can get that payment lowered by hundreds of dollars.
So y'all lifeguards, you can swim.
Yes.
And I just like to explain to our laymen, the people out there, what equity is. Say, for instance, you bought your property 20 years ago. You only paid $150,000, depending on the location where your property is located. You only owe 10 more years. If you had a 30-year mortgage, which means that you owe less than what your property is worth now. That's equity. And that means if you live in a neighborhood where the value of the average property is $300,000, same property like yours, these are called comparables, you have about $150,000 worth of equity in your property, which means you can pull out 80% of that. So that's a good time to call and pay off some of those bills, refinance your property, and you can probably refinance it in a lower interest rate.
And Shirley, is that credit driven, or it's baked into your equity?
No, it's both.
It's both.
Yes.
Yeah, so it definitely also, it depends on your credit, but you would be surprised. And this is another myth. A lot of people feel like, oh, my credit is so bad. It's one young lady, we got into a property. She thought her credit was bad, but her scores were in the 700s.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just don't even know. Stop counting yourself out. Let us let you know, because not only if your credit is not there, we can advise you on what you need to do to get your credit there.
Yep.
So, when we talk about discovering the power within, it's about starting with you. You are the author to the book of your life.
Talk about it.
Absolutely. That's one of our mottos. Discover the power within yourself.
Yeah. So you can, if you don't like what happened in that last chapter, guess who can rewrite that next chapter? You can. And I think about, the election is going on, and I think about my mindset as a young mother. And I thought to myself, I don't care who's the president. What do I need to do to make sure I succeed in life? What decisions do I need to make sure me and mine and after mine, we're all going to be okay?
Me and mine and
but
after
make sure
mine.
you go vote. Make sure you get out and vote.
Yeah,
I was going to ask the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought up the election, because we were talking about refinancing, and sometimes it does make a difference who the president is, and it does make a difference what policies that they have in place, because some presidents are very pro home ownership, very very pro-business, and some are not. Some are just pro themselves. So depending on the outcome of the election, would that impact your ability?
It could possibly impact because exactly as you said, policy is very important.
So they need to call you today.
They need to call today.
Right.
Because tomorrow
Right.
Tomorrow might
but
be
no
different.
matter who wins, you got to decide you want to win.
Hello.
Go.
That's
So,
it.
That's just the gist of it all. Like when it was the recession in 2006, 7, 8, 9, everybody was like, "Oh, I'm not buying. Oh my God, this is a terrible time. The market is terrible." But guess who bought?
Yep.
Me. I took lemons and made lemonade.
Okay.
And that's what you have to decide to do, no matter who's in office. I'm not saying don't vote. You must vote because you have to be the change you want to see. And part of that, making it happen, is voting. But what I'm saying is, no matter who is sitting as the president, you need to decide what you need to do for you and yours to win.
Because
Well,
at the
she's
end
gonna
of the
turn into an
day,
evangelist
I
today.
hear, at the end of the day, whoever's in the White House, there will still be land and property available for sale.
No
Now,
matter who's in the White House, make sure you out here getting you a house.
go ahead, Reverend Jackson, down there.
And I was just speaking to someone yesterday because they were thinking about selling, then they were thinking about buying. I said, and they said, "Well, I'm gonna wait. I say, waiting is only gonna delay your dreams and your goals because you don't know what the market is gonna be. Interest rates can go down or interest rates can go up. Now is the time."
So
let's
we got
talk
a
about
new
instant
trivia
rates.
game before you guys go there. If anyone can give LNS's phone number to the listeners who are interested, what is it, somebody?
That number is area code 773-616-0906. Again, for our senior listeners, our senior believers, that number is 773-616-0906.
And I had to
That's not
interject
fair.
that because you ladies are so passionate. Y'all just going on and on, but we
that's
want to
not
make
fair.
sure.
You said a trivia question and she knew the number. You didn't even give us
You
a
didn't
chance
move
to
fast
say
enough.
it.
Just like Family Feud, you got to hit that buzzer.
Which is good, but we need everybody to start using that number. Stop being on the fence. Because another thing is, you just mentioned someone said they want to wait. You don't wait to buy real estate. If you want to win, you buy real estate and wait. What are you waiting on? You waiting to build that equity. You waiting for to something to pass down for generational wealth. If you're just sitting and waiting, you're going to be like the people 3 years ago that waited, and now interest rates are higher. Now the property values are higher. It's costing more to get in the game. Just get in the real estate game.
Oh, so you have to do it in the
Monopoly.
reverse order. Don't wait to get in. Get in and wait.
Right.
I
Get in
love
and wait.
that.
Yeah, get in and wait.
So
Absolutely.
the
And wait on the returns.
Yeah.
now that speaking to my whole heart.
Yes.
Because you can't get a return from nothing if you ain't in nothing.
Right. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Well,
This is a preacher-thon up here.
so wait a minute. So interest rates have dropped now. Is this a prime time to start refinancing or actually looking for places to buy? Because I know the inventory is kind of low.
As much as Tim and Fair asked me this question, my answer is always going to be, it's
Always.
a great time to buy, no matter what the interest rates are. Remember, when I purchased my first piece of property, my interest rate was 6.99%. But when I say it's a win-win today, it was a win-win since I owned it. It's a win-win. So,
6.99% today is great. I'm just gonna say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm locking people in under.
Yeah, right. We not at 7% no more.
Right.
Okay, so I need to refinance today.
Yeah, refinance today. Stop waiting.
But only refinance if you can drop it at least 2 points.
Well, I'm going to say this. It depends on what makes sense
To you.
It's not one size fits all. Because I get some people that want to refinance, and if they are right, it depends. Because if your mortgage is $1,500, you owe a car note for $700,
and your interest rate on that car note is 29%,
and you feel like you're paying out, you're drowning in debt, and we can make your payments to where you, in all for your mortgage, everything we pay out for everything else, and everything is now $1,500 for just your mortgage. Everything else is paid off.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It makes
Right.
sense.
You're no longer drowning in debt.
That make a lot of sense.
Right.
Make it make sense.
Right, because it is not one size fits all for everybody. So stop letting people say, you don't need to refinance. You know what's going on in your household.
Yep.
The people out
With
there
your
can tell
finance.
you. Right. Do what's best for you. And if you don't know what's best for you, you want to go over some options. What's that number again?
Area code 773-616-0906.
If you can't sing that 9, don't even get into it, right?
No, it's
Don't
the
even
0 and the 9.
No, 09
They
06.
teach us that in the choir. We gotta do them, cross them T's.
You ever encounter people who've gotten a mortgage, right? They've had their house for maybe 5, 6 years, and they're so afraid that because it took them a long time to get that first mortgage, they're like, "Oh, ain't nobody gonna give me a refinance or another mortgage." What do you say to that population of people? Because they're out here.
Okay, stop being afraid. Fear is what?
False evidence appearing real.
Right, it can get you nowhere. You give us a call and let us explain things to you, because people on the outside looking in, they're not a real estate professional, they're not a mortgage professional. They cannot explain things to you in detail the way we can.
And remember what the word of God says. We perish from lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Get the knowledge by calling us.
Where
code 773-616-0906.
Well, I want you ladies to talk to potential buyers, the ones who are renting and they're on the fence and they don't understand if they can qualify. Because I do want to say, no matter how many properties you got or how long you've been in the game, you're still not a mortgage broker or a realtor. So I always call Latricia with questions. And so, but we have a lot of people listening who are saying, I'm listening every week, I'm interested, but I don't know if I qualify. Can you talk to them?
Yes, I would say give us a call and let us know. Because even if you don't qualify today, I promise you, I won't tell you, okay, get away, go somewhere. I will still treat you like a number one priority, and I will advise you on what you need to do to qualify tomorrow, a couple of years from now. In certain situations where if you don't qualify today, you can qualify in a couple of months.
But sometimes people don't know that they're already qualified.
That's right.
Right. Sometimes you may be ready, but you
Mhm.
just need to give us a call and stop counting yourself out.
You know, a lot of times when they don't know, it's because they're not checking their credit every so often.
Right.
Now, we on this brunch bunch, we encourage people to check their credit every day.
Right.
I check my credit every day.
Right. And to check your credit, the only thing I would need to see if you qualify, of course, I will take a look at your credit. I only need your last 2 years W-2s if you're a wage earner, your last 30 days worth of pay stubs, and your last 2 months bank statements to see where you are as far as funds to close. So stop. A lot of people think they need tax returns. We only require tax returns if you're self-employed. So again, stop counting yourself out. Let me explain to you what you need to do today to qualify. Either you're qualifying today or tomorrow or next month, but just get in the game. Stop renting. You're wasting your money. You're wasting money. You're not investing in yourself. You don't want to pass that on from generation to generation.
Well, you can't pass an apartment on like that, you
Right.
know.
No, but this is what I want to add
renting
to that.
mindset.
Let's say your rent, you're paying 12, not, let's just keep it simple. $1,000 a month. 1,000 times 12 is how much? That's 12,000 that you can't write it off. You can't do anything with that. You just pay $12,000 a month. 12 times 5 is how much?
Well, realistically, 24,000, sure, because ain't no apartments $1,000 no more.
I just want to keep it simple. So let's say you didn't pay $60,000 in 5 years on somebody's rent, on somebody's mortgage, which can be your own. So start thinking like that. You are paying. You can't write it off. You can't do anything. You can't do repairs or anything.
Right, and it's a lot of people out there thinking, well, they going up in taxes, they going up in homeowners insurance. I don't want to have to pay that. Who you think the landlord gonna pass it down to?
Yeah.
You, the renter.
Right. So
We're
please
passing
don't
it down
think
to you.
you exempt from your having your. This is why rents are increasing. Values have increased. Yes, taxes have increased.
Insurance.
And so homeowners insurance. And that this is why your rents are constantly going up. But if you are the owner, you have more control over that.
Mortgages don't usually go up unless
Mortgages,
you refinance.
right? Unless you refinance, you get a fixed
Or if you have
rate.
a variable.
Unless you have a variable.
Right, an adjustable rate mortgage.
Yeah. So this is really good information, but this election is bothering me a little bit. Let me tell you why. Because I think that if certain people get in office, that the economy is going to have a different complexion, if I can put it that way. And so I'm saying with urgency that we need to really start thinking about right now, today, calling that 773-616. They're going to say the rest of it.
0906. And don't not call until the show is over. Or you can send us a text and we'll call you back.
Because if you get locked in before a change of guard happens, then you're better off, right? So that's why I'm not putting you in a panic mode. I'm putting you in a prepared mode.
Amen. I love that.
And preparedness is really the key to prevent failure.
Yes, because if you own your own property, you are more in control of your life. Whether you won't have a landlord, because I have a lot of people calling me, they're panicking. Oh, the first is coming up. He's going to go up on my rent. He's been going up $200 the last 2 years, the last 3 years. You don't have to live like that. You need to get in control of your destiny and a destination.
And your
Right.
Kimball says get in control of your finances.
Well, we're definitely grateful for you all to putting people in the driver's seat of their finances, understanding things that you don't understand, particularly check your credit. Something simple as checking your
Yes.
credit. You'd be surprised. You're like, oh, I got a 690. Well, what?
Listen, the
How
moral
did
of
you
this
find out?
conversation is you can't score if you don't shoot. If you
Yes.
want to take a
And
shot,
it's
call.
If you want to give us a call at that phone number, what is that phone number?
773-616-0906.
And it's free for us to give you a pre-approval, a pre-qualification, or just if you want to.
And it doesn't
Right,
hurt your credit.
Right, right. It doesn't hurt
A
your. We
soft
can do
pull.
initially if you just want to do a soft pull. We can just let you know what your score is.
But not calling is hurting.
Yes.
Well, we definitely want to thank both you,
Woo, woo,
Shirley,
woo, woo,
Patricia,
woo, woo,
and
woo.
you, Modi,
Modi.
for jumping into the driver's seat. And for all the one last question: how old do you have to be in order to qualify for a mortgage?
18 years of age.
Ooh. So you could get it cracking, right? At 18, you could be in high school owning.
That's right.
18 to as old as you want to be. Just call Shirley and Latricia. Listen,
You gotta own a property before you graduate and get your diploma.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
can.
can.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
can.
can.
as long as you got the qualifications to do it, and Shirley and Latricia will educate you and walk you through it. Thank you, ladies, because each and every week I'm looking up y'all are closing some believers off the radio and people from the community, so you're helping build generational wealth. And believers, we're helping you by letting you know in a little in advance that we got to get up out of here. Tamara, take it away.
Listen, believers, if you have not voted already, these lines are long and that's encouraging, but I want you to get in it. And we also want you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, maybe in the voting line, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love, land on love. I love you, Action Jackson.
I love you, Tamara Fair. Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you.
Modi, we love you.
Modi, look,
Up
Baby
next.
Eminem took your spot.
Up next is AC Green, and right after that is Pastor Pedersen on the drive home. We do it all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. Peace.
We up there.
I forgot about that.
Glad we get
One of my
Eminem
friends
on
called us
stage.
and said, you know, y'all from the AC Green show? I said, no, we're not.
You're right. Hello.
No, the brunch bunch.
I'm glad you clarified it. Okay, so for all of you amazing people, DJ Bilo says hello, Modi, and he loves you. For all of you amazing people, question: who is Baby Eminem? Oh, that's Marcel's
Maddox
baby.
and Marcel.
Maddox and Marcel. But for all of you who do not have pet peeves, I really envy you. Essence, thank you so much for joining. We'll be right back tomorrow, y'all. On election day, it's all things election. Make sure that you have your voting sticker. I want you to post it tomorrow and say you voted. You got 2 hours to do it. If you haven't done it already, early voting is still available. You can do it today at almost any place. We've posted all of the polling places on our Brunch Bunch Facebook page, so definitely go on there and see what is closest to you. And if the line is too long for you, go to another line. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.